We just passed the halfway point for the year, and it's time to look back and see how we've done. And we've recognized that the S&P is up 16%, the Dow's up 3.76%, and yet there's companies, there's ARK Invest, whose next generation internet is up 54%, and my Bus 13 account is up 78%. How can you rectify that? How can that be? Well, I would say the first thing that jumps out at me is the S&P 500 is made up of 500 stocks. The Dow's made up of 30, and they're kind of my grandfather's stocks. But ARK Invest next generation internet only has 34 stocks, and the Bus 13 only has 19 stocks. So I look at that and say, hey, it's a stock picker's market. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah, it does. Because certain things are changing, innovation, disruption, the internet's being rebuilt. So if you will focus on certain areas, you're going to get better returns. So what I want to do in this video is I want to look deep dive into Kathy's next generation internet and compare it to my Bus 13 and see if there's any commonality there, and then relate that to what's happening in some of Kathy's other portfolios. And let's just see if maybe this is a stock picker's market, and that explains why there's such a divergence of performance in the stock market. And then you've got the people telling us this is all a bubble and it's all going to crash. I don't think so. Let's see what you think.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry, Grinkmeyer.
The first thing I wanted to do was compare my Bus 13 portfolio to Cathie Wood's next generation internet, because again, my portfolio that I've built is based upon the theory that the internet is going to be built or rebuilt because of the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning, and it was going to put so much more strain on the data farms to interchange data. I had an experience with this. I needed a new computer because my computer was not able to handle everything that I was doing on it. I had my brokerage account running. I had my Google Sheets of my Best of Us, our Best Bus 13 account running. And then I opened up my Photoshop and my Adobe Rush to do my videos, as well as I had my Chrome open, and my Adobe Photoshop just kept crashing. And as I did some research, I realized I needed a new computer. But I don't understand RAM, and I don't understand gigabytes of memory and all this. So what I did was I went to Bart, and that's Google's ChatGPT, and I told Bart what I do, that I follow my portfolio, I do videos, they run about 14 minutes, I put them in under whatever. I gave him all the details, and Bart came back and said, well, here's the kind of computer you need, and he gave me 4 choices, and he put all the details around it, and I wrote back and I said, yeah, but which one of these is best? And he said, it depends on how long your videos are. So I gave him that answer, and so he then came back and said, okay, these are the 2 that I really think you should consider. And then I asked him, give me the pros and cons on each one of them. And Bart did that. And I chose, and I said, give me a link on Amazon to that computer with the specifications I should have. And he did that. And I went to Amazon and purchased the computer. Now, I got to thinking, in the past, I would have asked Google that, and Google would have given me a blog of somebody who is pitching certain computers because he's getting an affiliate the commission off of it. But this was an interchange. And that's the difference of what's going to happen in the internet. It's not going to be static pages. It's going to be you interacting with a person or a computer to come to good decisions. And that's what I did. And that's why I'm investing in the rebuild of this internet that we have, because that interaction is going to take so much more data, so much more computing power, and the current internet is not up to it. Right now, they're upgrading the data centers, the computers, much as I just did. So with that in mind, that's my portfolio. So then I wanted to look and see what is Kathy's next generation internet portfolio look like. So here is the comparison as of today, July the 3rd, 2023. And as you can see, what I've done is I've highlighted those stocks that we have in common. The one on the left is Kathy's portfolio. The one on the right is my Bus 13 portfolio. And so you can see we share Microsoft, Nvidia, Advanced Micro Devices, Meta Platforms, and Pure Storage. That one kind of surprised me. Then I showed you, she has, I think it's 34, I have 19. So, and I explained that I believe I'm even more focused. I don't have Coinbase, and I don't have Bitcoin, and I don't have Tesla or Taiwan Semiconductor. I believe I would love to own both of those, but Xi Jinping, it just makes it impossible for me to own them. So I don't have them. Then I look at the rest of her stocks, and I say to myself, I understand why she has. I don't understand Roku, but I understand why she has these in here, because these are stocks that are going to benefit from the next step of the new computer build out. I'm focused on who is going to put these new computers in these data centers and who is making the parts that are going into those new computers. I'm not focusing on the software yet. I think that's about 6 months off. So I will look at that as we get 6 months off. In fact, I have inquired to two sources, one from Microsoft and one from Google, that I've been acquainted with, and ask them specifics to suggest stocks in the delivery and in the software that I will invest in my future portfolios. And they've given me those lists, and I will be sharing that with my tribe this Friday in a private video. So this is my portfolio, my Bus 13. This is Kathy's. And again, I would come back to you and say the difference is we have selected specific stocks. We are not investing in the market. We are managing a portfolio. And we understand what every one of these stocks does and how it relates to the vision that we have for what's coming next. And let me just emphasize the what's coming next. I did a video just this last week where I talked about this change that's happening to the internet. And one of you commented that I think this tech world is all over. It's all blown up. They're all overvalued. Now is the time to be investing in dog food supply companies. Okay, I really am sorry that some of you feel that way, that you don't see what's staring you in the face. That even though the pundits on the TVs and YouTube channels are not talking about the total rebuilding of the infrastructure, that we have come to depend on. Like I just explained to you, the internet is not going to be a static page that you go to and you read or you watch a pre-prepared video. It is going to be a place of interchange where through technology, you're going to ask questions like I did and get answers and go back and forth and back and forth. That requires something that doesn't exist right now. Massive computing power. That's why Nvidia is up. They don't depend on a CPU chip. They depend on a GPU chip. Up until last November, we thought the only purpose of a GPU chip was to provide enough computing power for gamers because they're moving back and forth. Their activity is interactive. But as of ChatGPT, we learned that, this is going to be interactive. If you try Dolly, where you present a picture and say, now alter this picture to express what I have in my mind, that's interaction. That takes massive computing power. To take that out of a farm, a data farm somewhere in New Jersey, and make it happen on your computer and eventually on your mobile device, that takes a upgrade of everything between you and them and back. And that's why the Bus 13 portfolio is up 80%. It's that simple. These people are being demanded to rebuild what they've got. If they don't, it won't work. And trillions of dollars will not occur. I just watched a video who estimated this is a $100 trillion market. That's bigger than anything we've seen. The highest I ever heard for the digital market, that is what we've got prior to November of 2022, was a $22 trillion market. This is a 5x. Now, if you want to invest in dog food companies and dog toy companies, go for it. But I think you're going to sit back and say, holy crap, did I miss the investment opportunity of a lifetime? If you don't believe me, go to Cathie Wood's portfolios. Her ARK KKK Innovations, up 40% year to date. Her ARK KQ, that's automotive tech, autonomous tech, up 36%. While the Dow's up 3%? Come on. That's where you're going to buy dog food. This is so apparent, and so few of you are recognizing it. But that's not unusual. As we move towards the digital revolution, and then it all exploded with the dot-com bubble because people didn't see what was coming in the future. And what's coming in the future is a train. And it's coming faster than any train you faced in the past. And I would encourage you, go look at Cathie's portfolios, come look at my Bus 13, and then watch the daily movement of those stocks. Everything else can be going down, but you can't stop this train. Okay, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. I have a tribe that I share my knowledge with on a day-to-day basis. I do private videos where they are let into my world of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I have developed a stock analysis built around an Excel spreadsheet that I merely put in the ticker, and it analyzes its past and its projected future earnings, revenues, earnings per share, PE ratio, and gives me an analysis of what the future price is going to be based on those pieces of data. I have the criteria set up, and right now I have found 19 stocks that meet it and greet it, and that's how I've built my portfolio. What I know is that's exactly the same thing that Cathie Woods and her analysts do. They've just focused in a broader area, and they aren't afraid of Xi Jinping. I'll talk to you more about this, I'm sure, in the future, because I want you to make good investment decisions, and I want you to build family wealth. That's so important. That's part of your responsibility of spending time on this earth, to make the world a better place for those who follow you. All right, I'll talk to you again tomorrow, I'm quite sure.